Hi, Dave.
Привет, как дела? Чемпионка олимпийская, чемпионка
Dave,
мира.
Dave,
How are
please,
you? The biggest
please,
diva in figure skating. How are you doing today?
Dave, please forgive me. I am okay. Every time I walk away from trying to wrap my head around this beautiful, wonderful story, there is something else comes out.
It's why you should just talk to me all the time. You should just have a Zoom link open that you could be speaking to me constantly.
Dave, this is something is not really bringing good ratings to the sport.
I know.
It's actually, I honestly think people will question around the world, why do young generation should basically give their all? For what? For this?
Do you think that Tonya Harding didn't try hard enough? Maybe she should have focused on herself with Shimotazadine, and she could have landed that triple axel and won the gold in Lillehammer herself.
Listen, Dave, about Tonya Harding's story, I wasn't around, okay? I did not watch what was going on. When I got to the building at Lillehammer, I said to myself, why do we have so many people sitting? Because, before we drew, before we knew where we're skating at, because you get to the Olympics earlier. USA and Ukraine starts from the same letter. So I was skating with Tonya and Nancy on the same ice.
Yeah.
And the truth is, it was their thing, what they were duking around, and it was almost like, a reality of, I don't know, what's the name for it? The reality shows, right?
Reality show, yes.
Reality shows, yeah. I mean, it was like people following her, Tonya Harding, with the camera everywhere. She couldn't do anything, and she just was really, I would say, not knowing how to deal with the pressure of being under the microscope with the media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And about the scandal, it brought such an amazing rating to the networks because people were interested in this. People were following all of it. But don't forget, in the 90s, Soviet collapses, right?
Yes.
Soviet, SCCP, and everyone pretty much becoming like the old Russia has becoming a 15 different republics of its own nations, okay?
Yeah.
So a lot of Russians who couldn't compete for the different countries, they start competing for Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan, and I will start competing for Ukraine and all of,
yes,
what I
but
mean.
you're actually Ukrainian. You're not like Igor Lukanin, who is from near Yekaterinburg, competing for Azerbaijan. You competed legitimately for Ukraine. You are from Dnipro.
Well, I did compete legitimately for Ukraine, and my mother...
You are not Diana Davis, Oksana. You are not Diana Davis. You and Lilia Podkopayeva were the first Ukrainian queens I ever knew in my life, okay? And you know what? As far as I am concerned, Oksana, you and Lilia Podkopayeva are the only Ukrainian queens I need, okay?
Well, listen, I mean, I am still on Ukrainian side. The war broke out. And am I on the greatest terms with the government of Ukraine? No, I'm going to tell you the truth. No, I'm not. But am I supporting the people of Ukraine? Absolutely. Absolutely, because they and I'm always a people person, you know, because
you are.
No, because you know what, Dave, when when I was skating in Ukraine in Soviet, I was actually how to say that? I didn't have any money, right?
Yeah.
And now I do a little. And I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
You know, because don't let money change who you are.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And my purpose in life is to do what's right, not do what's not right and bring whatever.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this statement that came out today that Eteri Tutberidze made? And she lied and contradicted herself so many times because she said that she hasn't been able to speak in two years about this, but she gave a big interview in October where she said nasty, negative things about all of her skaters. And she had this whole story about Valieva and the doping test, and she was there. I mean, she had...
Dave, why is she coming out right now and saying all of this?
Because people are starting to realize where is Eteri.
Yeah, but why wouldn't she say things before? I mean, who is prohibiting who from speaking?
She's claiming that it was lawyers.
How can you prohibit somebody from speaking?
Just lawyers.
And well, and when something like this happens, yeah,
but Oksana, it goes back before lawyers. She's a liar because do you remember that at the Olympics they sent Kamila with the hood over her face through the media line by herself through the press, you know, like where the press asks questions in the mix zone. They did that after practice so that she would be looking at like really pitiful, this poor girl being attacked by the media. But her coach did that to her. They did not stand next to her strong saying, we are going to fight this, you are innocent, right? They made her go out there like a pariah for the cameras, right? And they are also just playing absolute games with this young girl, and then they turn around and say that everybody else is, but everybody is actually trying to point out that they have been mistreating this girl a lot.
Listen, anyone who is underage should be not responsible for what happened, honestly. Because if the coach, that's my personal opinion, if the team competes as a team, because, you know, Tutberidze always says it's not just me, it's a team of people. And the team of people, you know, should be responsible. And for Tutberidze to say if anyone was protecting her in the court of arbitration, now what like, I mean, how do you, I don't understand why just not to accept it and say something that we will move on, it's our fault, we did it, and just move on, you know? But, you know, people always like to deflect. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they like to deflect. They like to say, this man did it, or this woman did it, and, you know, and this person went after me, and that's why I'm in this position, and all this type of things. See, I am different because I took responsibility after my car accident, what happened in 1998, and I said, yes, I do have a problem, so I will deal with this problem, okay? And I took everything into my hands, and I said, this is my fault. I don't know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about Russia, because Skate Canada has not really fought for these medals, and we haven't heard anything from the Japanese team, right? And obviously they would get the medals too, and it would be a much stronger argument. Japan and Canada banded together and said, this is ridiculous, right? But they are not doing that. And I was wondering from you, how strong and powerful do you feel that the Russians are in the ISU?
I don't think it's Russians strong and powerful. I just think sometimes people make decisions, and I honestly think sometimes, you know, obviously you saw what happened with the math, you know, like 2 points have to be edited. Mm-hmm. And it's not about them fighting or not fighting. I'm pretty sure Canada is well aware of what's happening. Mm-hmm. I personally will tell you, I got in touch with my friends from Canada, and I told them, you know, I am standing with them, and I think they should get bronze. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I said, if there is anything I can help with, I honestly think, you know, you can count on me.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think we should do for the Team USA winning the gold medals? I mean, they didn't
congratulating them. Exactly
right.
What Team USA is doing right now.
It should be on television, right? There should be cameras and there should be fanfare, right? We should make them more famous than they ever would have been before. This will be the best thing that ever happened to them.
Dave, you and I are doing this job, and we are so happy for them. We can't control the others.
Oksana, we have to get
we can't tell business people what to do, because this is not your project or my project. I mean, I am grateful that, you know, finally, oh my gosh, after 2 years, they got their gold medal.
I know, but they're able to capitalize. Like, remember when Nancy got hit in 1994 after she skated her long program while you were, you know, dealing with the flowers, with the girls on the ice? They went to commercial, and there was a Disney commercial for Nancy because they were ready for Olympic champion Nancy to be going to Disney World. And this girl from Ukraine took her thunder, okay? This girl from Ukraine stole her golden moment in America. It was an American fairy tale that was going to happen, okay? And this character from Ukraine stole the moment. So we need to give these, you know, people their moment now that they won the team gold with doping. They should be everywhere. We should have
sometimes you can't make those moments happen. Honestly, sometimes they just happen, and you can't force them. And this is what I honestly have realized. Living 30 years of my life, sometimes something makes something really sparkly and really go, and something is like, oh my God, who would have ever thought this reaction will come, you know? You can't push anything on people if they don't if they don't see it the way how you see it, or I see it. You can offer, but if people say no, then what can you do? You just have to say okay and live your life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? What happened between Tonya, Nancy, Oksana, and many more others, Katarina Vick, and Kurt, and a lot of skaters, you know what I mean? It was that Olympic Games, like I do remember when I was speaking to Phil Hirsch, much later on when I learned my English and we were able to speak, he actually said 94 Olympics was just magic. Honestly, it was so well run, in his opinion.
You were also a character, too.
it was just a magical time for everyone to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And plus, a lot of professionals returned to amateurs, and my God, everybody was following them. Canada occurred, and then Katarina with Germany, and then, you know. So, but right now, you know, I mean, I think honestly, people is really, really tired of negative, and that's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because negative does not bring the ratings at all. I mean, it actually turns people off from watching figure skating. That's my personal opinion. Little bit of drama here and there, it's fine. But if it's that negative, it's not good. Because this scandal, in all honesty, makes me feel like I wanted to puke. You know?
Well, puke when I think about the future of Valieva. And there are people from Russia that don't understand, that think that because we think that, you know, the verdict was correct, that we don't want a good life for her. And it's actually the opposite, right? Like, I hope that she is able to continue whatever she wants to do in Russia, right? And I hope that she is not thrown to the wolves, right? What do you hope for her future?
What do I think for her future?
Yes.
Well, I think she should just sort things out. There is a lot of things for her to sort it out right now. And when this happened, she was 15, and now it's 17. So between 15 and 17, you grow a lot, especially not physically, mentally too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, obviously she still doesn't say anything about this. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm curious to hear from her what she thinks about all of it. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Because this is her. Like I said yesterday, all of your teams, all of your coaches, they can bring you up to the board, but as soon as you step on the ice, it's your responsibility. It's you who will make a final decision how you're going to skate tonight. Great or not so good, you know. So, I mean, before they will sort all of these things out, they will have to, I mean, it's going to take her some time mentally, you know, to sort all of this stuff out. It's not funny what happened to her at all. Do you know what I mean? Not funny at all. I mean, it's, my goodness gracious, I mean, it's so horrific.
Yeah, for sure.
And, I mean, I wish her all the best. I mean, what can you do in this type of situations? I wish her to be as strong as she is and continue her work and, you know, put everything. It's her life, you know. It's her life. She is the one who will have to make pretty much a lot of decisions about how she's going to go about it. I mean, you and I, we can talk, we can say, oh, I think I'm going to do this and that, but we are not walking in her shoes. Do you know what I mean?
But the reason I'm asking you the question is because I'm worried for her because, you know, Maria Sutskova, she tested positive for furosemide, right, I believe, and that is a weight loss drug. And she is not allowed to do anything in figure skating or, you know, related to coaching or performing or competing for 10 years, right? And she doesn't have medication to go back on. Valieva took a drug that's far more serious, right, than that. Is she going to be able?
Well, Dave, listen, there is no, I mean, people take their drug of choice, whatever they prefer. And the truth is, Tutberidze till this day say nobody took it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tutberidze says, whoever committed the crime. Do you know what I mean? She still says, we didn't do it. So how can we be certain of, all we know 100% that the test was positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they tested her sample twice.
Mm-hmm.
So it came out positive twice. That's for sure. That's black and white on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't fight stupid.
Well,
I'm talking about Tutberidze. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, what she says is what she says. Okay, whatever. That's what she says. Good for her.
Well, at the Olympics, Thomas Bach said that he wanted to look into her entourage. And that means Tutberidze, and that means, that means...
the rest of her people.
Yeah.
Right.
But they have never pushed for it. The ISU has not issued anything saying we are going to investigate.
Well,
now
because there weren't any rules. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, Oksana, you are
Vada suggested yesterday the new rule to be implemented. Am I correct?
Yeah, but, Oksana, would you call ISU to investigate Tutberidze, Shevetsky, Gleikenhaus, Dudakov, and the rest of them? Now that this verdict had come back, wouldn't it be time for the ISU to look into these coaches if they want to promote clean sport?
Would you? It's a hard question you're asking me. You probably know my answer, but...
Oksana, you are strong enough to answer that question.
Would you?
Yes, absolutely. This is the time.
Absolutely, of course. I mean, this has to stop. I mean, this is abuse on minors.
Yes. Yeah. So, well, you should go watch.
It's not only in figure skating. This is not only in figure skating. It's happening a lot in sports.
Well, have you seen Nathan Chen when he gets the team gold medal? He doesn't even look that excited. He already has a gold medal.
Oh, my God, because, people needed their gold medals in the moment when you put your skates on and you go to the podium and you are so excited. He lives a life of 2 years already. Of course he's not excited. He is so tired of all this, I'm sorry to pardon my French, crap.
Well, you love to make people wait, Oksana. You made us wait for an interview.
Oksana,
you made
I've always been in the moment. You have to do things when you need to do them. Okay? 2 years later, to go and say, okay, there's your gold medal. I mean, he's already almost a doctor. He moved on from that moment. And, probably in his heart, Nathan always knew they won. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And I did not see his interview yesterday, but... he said, I'm for clean sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and poor Vincent is going to get his gold medal, and Vincent had COVID during the Olympics, and he had to be quarantined while he was going through such a hard emotional time. So I think we need to think about him as well.
Well, listen, it's very tiring when you wait on people to tell you won the gold medal. Basically. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It takes away the life out of the history, out of the story. And for, like you were asking me, don't you think we should push this more? No, because we're already preparing for 2026.
Yeah.
So why would we push 2022?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of strange. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that Tutberidze should be banned from the 2026 Games by the ISU? Because how about if the Russian athletes are not allowed to be at the Olympics and she is there coaching Nika Agadze for Georgia?
I can't say anything about this because who am I to judge her?
You are an Olympic champion who is for clean sport.
I am, but I have my life, and I have my husband, and I have my daughter.
You are today.
And I love my quiet life. You know,
but what if you coaching Sophia more? Why are you not
I am not even thinking of, you know, being involved in, I don't know, with anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just being...
But Oksana, think about it. Do you want to be turning on your TV? Do you want to be turning on the TV and seeing her at the Olympics, and then you see all of the athletes who have worked their entire lives and they're not able to compete because of...
Can I be honest with you? I'm raising Sophia and I'm making her to make her choices. Exactly the same way how I remember when I was growing up. My mother always told me, you have to go to school, you have to go to school. And I was always skipping school and going to ice rink. Because ice rink for me, it's something that, it's like a second home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where you spend a lot of time at. I don't know. I mean, if she chooses that life, I'll support it. But, you know, it's a hard life. You really have to put everything online to get where you're at.
Did you know that she's going to be hosting a
this way?
But did you know Tutberidze is going to be hosting a reality show?
Do you know I've never met Tutberidze?
Well, I don't think that she was the same level on the national team as you were.
And, you know, at this point, I honestly think I don't even want to meet her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I honestly think I would say hello and, you know, just walk away because I think mentally we are completely two different women.
Yeah. 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 Well, she's going to be hosting a reality show in Russia where she is teaching people how to lose weight.
David, please stop making me laugh.
No, it's not a joke. It's serious.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, when I speak to you,
yeah,
you're making me laugh every time you say something. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I can't. Okay, good for her. Oh gosh.
Thanks so much. I'm sure there's much more that we're talking about this.
Oh my goodness.
All right, baka.
All right, baka.